Hey, this is Graham Garland from the Napa Barrel Smoker Company, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to smoke meat on one of our smokers. So today we're making a pork butt. Contrary to popular belief, the pork butt is actually the shoulder of the pig, not its butt. This is a great meat. As far as big meat goes, this is definitely one of the most inexpensive. $15 is going to feed up to 15 people, which makes this a great meal. You know, fall afternoons, you're having people over to watch a football game. This is kind of the meat of choice. The way this is made is you make these perfect pulled pork sandwiches. Alright, so the first thing you do with any big piece of meat is you gotta wash it down. It's pretty simple. Just take it, run it under some cold water for a little while. Just gotta rinse it down. Dry it off a little bit. Alright, the next step in making a pork butt is to coat it in olive oil. Now what the olive oil does is it lets it moisten better, and it makes the rub stick a lot easier. Just a little layer, kind of rub it on there. You gotta get both sides. Alright, a really important part of smoking meat is the rub. I've put together a pretty simple rub right here. You can use any rub you want when you're smoking meat. This is just one I seem to like. Start out with some coarse black pepper, and then a little bit of paprika. These two ingredients tend to make up most of what all rubs are made out of. Follow it up with some kosher salt and some raw sugar. The last ingredient here is a little combination of cayenne pepper and onion powder. Adds a little spice to the meat. I think it's a good little addition. You take all that stuff, you mix it together. Really simple. It makes for good meat. Once it's all mixed, you're ready to rub it on. Alright, now we got our meat all together, our rub all together. We're going to start putting it on the meat. Now don't be afraid to use your hands here. You want to get an even coat all on the meat. Getting all four sides is really important when you're rubbing into this meat. It's good to be generous. You want to get all of the meat covered, but too much, big piles isn't going to be that helpful. One of the things with pork rubs is you usually want to allow about an hour and a half per pound of the meat. So this I think this particular guy is about 8 pounds. So 8 pounds, hour and a half. You're going to be working it for about 12 hours of smoking time. So you have to plan accordingly. It's one of the tricks to smoking meat. Alright, the reason we use a wine barrel to smoke meat is my family's been making wine for years. The wine barrels are actually really useful for a lot of things. You can make planters out of them, you can make meat smokers out of them. The wine barrel itself is made out of French oak, which is actually really cool. It soaks in wine for 4 or 5 years, and then the winemakers can't use them anymore. But it's still a good barrel, so there's a lot of things you can do with them. When you smoke meat inside a wine barrel, you get a really nice aroma. The smoked meat, the smoke smells amazing, and the wine stained panels inside are really nice. It just kind of adds to a better smoking experience. I mean, the outside of these guys definitely a lot nicer than the other ones. Other meat smokers still make good meat, but you look at that big cast iron black hunks of metal in your backyard, and a wine barrel is a little nicer. The preparation for smoking is really easy. You just got to plug your smoker in, and you'll let some wood sit in water for about half an hour. You can go different ways. You can go with the wood chips. Work pretty well. And you got wood chunks. More or less, as long as they're soaked, they're going to be alright. It's very opinionated which way to go. I prefer wood chunks. I think it gives off a little bit more smoke, and that's more flavor. But chips work just as well. The type of wood we're using is cherry. That cherry is really good when we're making pork. It's light and it's got a little bit of sweet flavor. So, along with the wine stain in the barrel, it creates a really good aroma. I mean, even before the meat is in, you can smell how nice the smoke is. The heat from the smoker is generated by a simple heating element. It just plugs into an outlet. It's really easy to do. There's no fire, there's no propane, there's no matches, there's no all the stuff that would power those other big, black cast iron smokers. None of that. It's really easy. You just plug it in. We've had our chips smoking for about half an hour now. What you just gotta do is stick them in the little smoker box right here. You wanna get them there. As long as they're nice and wet, they are ready to smoke. Drop them all in. What you do is open up the chimney door. Inside you can see the heating element is heating up in there. What's really great about this is it's going to stay about 200 degrees all the time, which is the perfect temperature if you're trying to smoke. Just take your box, slide it right in on top of these guys, and it's going to start generating smoke. Just going to close the door, and you are ready to go to start smoking. Now what you have are temperature control. You've got these corks here at the bottom, which you can, close or keep open depending on how hot you want it to be in there. There's a little bit of a smoke control. The more smoke it's in there, the hotter it's going to be. So you have these to regulate that. So the barrel uses the 3-rack system. In the bottom rack, you've got the wood chip box sitting and the heating element right under it. That's where all the smoke's going to come from. The second rack is the drip pan. On the drip pan, it's going to catch all the juices and the fats coming off the meat. You really don't want that stuff getting stuck in the bottom of the smoker. And on this top rack is where the meat actually goes. There's a thermometer so you can check what the temperature is. So the next step will be to take the meat, place it right on over the drip pan. That's all you gotta do, and you're good to go. Just close up the smoker. Word of advice: once the smoker is closed and the smoke's starting to build up inside, don't open it up to check. It's going to lose a lot of its heat when you open up the top to look at it. You need to check once or twice over the process. What we're smoking right now is going to take 8 to 10 hours. So the beauty of smoking is it's a slow, fine process. You only need to check it a few times, and right near the end it's going to come out and it's going to be nice and ready to eat. This guy's been smoking all day. Let's check it out and see if it's done. It should be brown on the outside, nice and tender on the inside. With pork, you generally want it to be around 180. That's what it looks like it is right now. One way you can tell that they're done is if you were to drop the fork in, and it's actually going to stick in the meat, like so. That way you know it's ready and it's good to go. Alright, this baby's ready to go. Let's bring it inside and we can pull it apart. Once you've let this guy sit for about 20 minutes after you've taken it out of the smoker, you're ready to shred it. The way to shred pork is you take 2 forks, and the meat is really soft. This is why you can do that. You take one and you just stick it in, and you can just start pulling the pork apart. It's soft. It smells fantastic. And the meat just breaks apart so easily. It takes no effort. And watch this. You can see the forks just shred the meat apart. We're all done. You can see how easy it is to make a pulled pork on a Napa barrel smoker. All there's left now is to enjoy. Goes great with some corn salad. Visit us online at www.napabarrelsmoker.com.